I wanted to have a conversation with you all about parents who never discuss the positives, but are always ready to talk about the negative stuff. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I did a post about parents who talk poorly about their children a while ago. This commenter says they never discuss anything positive about us, but couldn't wait to call family members to gossip about all the negative stuff about us. And so I definitely think that that is a trait for narcissism, emotionally immature parents, and it's meant to humble their children, keep their children in their place, and it's also meant to punch down and have their children be completely subordinate and keep their children ashamed of themselves all the time. When you go outside of the family, because mind you, a lot of these parents are talking like, don't ever discuss, things about me outside of this home. So they want you to be secretive about them and their abusive actions, or just what they're doing in the home that maybe should be alerted to others' attentions. But the minute that you do something bad or they want to shame you or put you down, they're ready to call people and talk about you, talk badly about you. You are public enemy number one. You are the worst child ever. Look at what they did. And so this is a form of bullying your child. But you never want to sing praise to your child's accolades. It's almost like the parents want to look the other way. They don't want to acknowledge the children. And that to me symbolizes that one, the parents are on a power kick. Two, they are in competition with their children. Three, they are controlling their children. You could see, if you want to see examples of this play out in real time, there's two shows, maybe even three, that you should, watch because they have this dynamic play out over and over again in different areas. One was Wife Swap, Trading Spouses, and Super Nanny was also one, and where, there would be a lot of themes around having to correct the parents and inappropriate dynamics that they would have with their children. A lot of times it would be borderline abusive, but they created reality TV shows around this where you could see it play out in real time. Some of them were downright scary. Parents who never praise their children don't want to, because that means that in their minds, the way that they can interpret that is like, oh, you think you're better than me, or you are better than me, and I need to keep a checks and balances system because I don't think you're better than me. But if I'm ever put in a position, I'm very resentful of being put in that position to praise you because now you're better than me, and that shows that my ego feels inferior, it feels jealous, it feels insecure when I'm praising you. So that's looked at in a competitive manner. It's they don't like that. And so what they want to do is they always want to keep things going, keep the drama going so that they can talk poorly about you. And if there's nothing in reality that's happening, they will create drama. So if you have siblings, they will create stuff and keep that going. They will be the drama in your life to keep some sort of negativity going. And while you may be able to set down boundaries, ultimately that is a personality trait that usually, if they don't see anything wrong with it, it's very little that you can do to correct it within that person outside of removing yourself from that energy. And people will do this, um, parents will do this to their own detriment, and then they will turn around, because if you ever confront them about it, they will turn around and get mad with you for confronting them or questioning them or asking them or trying to set that boundary. They will get upset with you when you say, well, why would you put my business out there like that? They will get mad. Well, why are you getting mad over that? Why are you holding on to stuff? Or who you think you are? That kind of stuff. And then they'll get mad with you for questioning why you don't support me. And these are all very real, very genuine questions. And rightfully so. You should ask them that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting some support. But as quick as you throw out the disrespect, they are not quick to throw out the support. And if they are throwing out the support, sorry, if they are throwing out the support after years of being unsupportive, you want to look at that, because that may be a manipulation tactic. They may want something from you. They may be trying to appear to be favorable in order to get something in return. So always be concerned about that behavior, especially if they've never had any therapy or things like that, and they just radically make an adjustment and they suddenly appear to get it right, and they're saying all the things that you've always wanted them to hear. You need to be suspicious of that, because something's up with that. Not only should you be suspicious, but you ought to be somewhat irritated, rightfully so, because it's like, oh, suddenly you have a grand epiphany and you know how to act right, when all these years, you've carried on in a way that was inappropriate and unnecessary, and now you can suddenly act right. What's really going on here? I've done several posts about this where people have written in and said that they were upset because they've never gotten this, any positive support or positive feedback or acknowledgement from their parents. Mothers, especially mother-daughter dynamics, especially. So over the thousands of posts I've done, I have addressed this several times. You need to see it for what it is, and you need to move accordingly, because they're showing you who they are. But thank you so much for this person who wrote this. You're exactly spot on. One other dynamic I will mention is, a lot of times they may call out all of your negatives and call out all, just sort of put your business out there on Front Street to be ridiculed and laughed at and gossiped over. But they may, triangulate you with another sibling who they sing their high praises to. And it's always positive. And this is done to be intentional. It is done to make you feel inferior. It is done to triangulate you and create a dynamic where the two of you and your sibling, never get along. So be mindful of that as well. Thank you so much for this. Like, follow, comment, and subscribe, and definitely subscribe to the newsletter linked in my bio. Thanks so much.